Again, guys, please pay attention. We have here the Riemann sum and definite integral. I'm gonna repeat this all. I will clarify everything here again until we reach this formula because it's very important, guys. Okay. So I will move on an empty slide and then explain the story from the beginning, and then let's solve our examples. Yeah. Bismillah. Pay attention, please. What's the idea here in this lesson? The idea in this lesson is to find the area under curve. Is to find what? The area under curve. Okay, Bismillah. Yes. Yeah. So let's take any function here and study, guys, or graph it, and let's find here the area under this curve of this function, like x squared, yes, plus 1, the same as the one we did in 12c. And we would like to find the area from 0 to 2, or on this closed interval 0 to 2. So, yeah, yes, we have two ways to find the exact area by using the definition of the definite integral, okay, or by approximate the area by using Riemann sum. Okay, let's find first the exact answer. Why I'm gonna find the exact answer? I'm gonna find first the exact answer and then compare the approximations I'm gonna do with the exact answer and see my approximation. Is it overestimate or underestimate or nearly the same or accurate estimate, okay? Or reasonable estimate. So let's start first by doing it by finding the area by using this rule. A equals the integral from A to B, alaykum salam, A to B of the function f of x dx. And this is easy and simple, one and the easier way. So the integral here, the A is 0 and the B is 2. So from 0 to 2 here is my limits of integration of the function x squared plus 2. And note that this function is increasing function.
Plus 1, Mr. Plus 1.
Yeah, plus 1. Wow. Okay, plus 1. Yes, you can find the integral here. Simply add 1 to the exponent and divide by the new x1. So we have x cubed over 3, and the integral of the antiderivative of x. What function its derivative is 1 is x. 1 is. Okay, and then we have to plug in numbers, firstly 2 and secondly what? 0. When we plug in 2 for x gives here 2 to the third power, which is 8. Pay attention, please, over 3 plus 2. When you plug in 0 for x, gonna give us here 0 over 3 plus 0, which is all 0. So simply my final answer 8 over 3 plus 6 over 3 or 2 gives 14 over 3 as a fraction, and I need it as a decimal. It will be 4 point. You have to bring your calculator, guys, and evaluate with me because we have a lot of calculations now. 14 over 3.
2.333. لا
4.67.
666.
Yeah, so 67. Okay, so pay attention, guys, that this is the exact what area. This is the exact answer. Now our approximation. In the approximation of the area, guys, I have 3 different ways. The first way, which is the left endpoints rule. Let's write only the left. Okay, and here the midpoint rule, and the right طبعا rule. It's so easy. Pay attention. Let's graph here this function, which is x squared plus 1. Sure, it's a parabola. When we graph this function in the xy plane quickly like this, a quick graph and the informal graph. Yes?
مستر ايش اللي طلعناه في السؤال الماضي؟
What?
ايش ال 8 over 3 plus 2 ايش هذه اللي طلعناها؟
8 over 3 plus we substituted. يعني you understood here how to
بس ايش
integrate.
الريزلت
You have to
ايش هي؟
substitute 2 first for x. The result is 14 over 3 or 4.67. It's not clear here?
No, it's clear.
4.67, which is the area, represents the area under the curve.
الاريا اوكي.
Let's graph here x squared plus 1. You know the y, we're gonna rise up by 1 here. Okay, we're gonna shift the graph of x squared 1 unit up, so it's a parabola, and the starting point here is 1. You shift the graph of x squared 1 unit up. But أنا أستخدم بس ال positive part, and I will find the area from 0 to 2. Yes, you will find the area under this curve and the x-axis from 0 till 2 here. So the idea here is to divide your distance from 0 to 2, or the area under this curve, into small rectangles. So we have many ways to divide the distance from 0 to 2 into small or sub-intervals. So let's agree that I'm gonna divide my intervals. هعمل 4 sub-intervals, يعني 4 rectangles. So to do 4 rectangles here, like this, 1, 2, 3, 4 مثلا. Okay, if I connect here like this guys, هنشوف الجراف بعدين, like this, and make rectangles. So this is the left, the rightmost endpoints rule. Pay attention guys, that if we study one rectangle, and if we take only one rectangle like this and study the rectangle, now the idea here is to find the area under curve. طيب, I will divide the area under curve into sub-intervals or small portions, and then add up all the areas together to find the total area. So let's find first the area of one rectangle. And as you know that the area of a rectangle is length times width, right? And the length here is the value of y, or f of x. Okay, so here is the height, or as you see here, which is the length, it's what, f of x or y. And the width here of the rectangle gonna be delta x. Why? What delta x? Delta x
يعني the change مستر يعني
0.5.
Yes, the change. It's here x1, x2, and
عشان
so
انت بس
on.
عايز تاخد ال width of just a specific
A
rectangle مش
specific
كله.
rectangle, not all. Yes, so here this part gonna be x1 minus 0. طب اللي بعدها
بس طب هلا
x2
this way
minus
that we
x1 and
use
so on.
احنا طلعنا الاريا لما استخدمنا هاي تبعت ال indefinite integer.
Yes, here's the exact command area. Here is the approximation, to approximate the area using
يعني
gradient
في
sum.
more than one way يعني.
Yes. You will multiply delta x by the width, delta x times the length, which is f of x. This is for only one rectangle. Okay, but I have I rectangles, so we can write it f of xi subscript here I, or delta x subscript I. Okay, this means that we have a lot of rectangles, and then find the sum of them. So your area equal the summation from I is equal to 1 to 4, since I have 4 i's or 4 rectangles or 4 subintervals. Delta x I times what? Times f of, let's write it like this, f of xi. This is our main rule to find the approximation. The approximation. I will start first by the first way of approximation, which is left endpoint rule. The left endpoint rule, we have to take this here a number line. Let's take this number line and then divide this number line قلنا من 0 to 2 أصلا هو بيسأل. We will divide it into 4 subintervals. So we have to find delta x. How to find delta x? It's b minus a over n. يعني the total distance 2 minus 0 over 4. 2 minus 0, and this all over what? And this all over what? Over 4. N here means how many subintervals you divide. 1, 2, 3, 4. So gonna give us half. يعني half يعني 0, and next in the middle here we will be 1.0, and here 0.5. يعني the distance between each number and the consecutive number 0.5, and then 0.5, and then 1 plus 0.5 gives what? 1.5. Okay, for the left here endpoint rule, pay attention please. I would just take only what from the left, تعالى من left, and take only 0 and 0.5 and 1 and 1.5. So when I have 4 subintervals, I have 5 points on the number line, and I'm gonna use only 4 of them. When I use here the left approximation endpoints rule of this area, I'm gonna take 0 and 0.5 and 1 and 1.5. And simply my area equal delta x multiplied by f of x اخد بقى 0 and plus f of 0.5 plus f of 1 and plus f of 1.5. Yes, this all to approximate my area under
يعني this is a faster way.
This is the approximation using the leftmost points. Yeah, Abdurrahman. Not the faster way, it's approximation. Now let's say without using any definite integrals or before.
Mr. But this, Mr. We can only use this if we use 4 equal intervals, right?
4 equal intervals, yes. We can use 8 equal intervals, we can use 12.
But not always they're equal. Yani sometimes you're gonna use different width partitions to give an estimate.
Yeah. Now when we have delta x, this delta x is constant, which is equal to 1/2. The width between each value and the next value is half. We know that delta x here is 0.5, so we have to calculate it ونشوف الapproximation قد ايه. 0.5. Yes. Use your calculator and find f of 0. F of 0 means 0 squared plus 1, which is 1. So I'm going to open here parentheses, f of 0 is 1. When it's 0.5 squared plus 1, 0 quarter plus 1, which is 1.25, plus the next one, when we find here f of 1 means 1 squared plus 1 gives 2. And then also find here f of 1.5 and replace the x by 1.5 up here. 1.5 squared plus 1 gives 2.25 plus 1, which is 3.25. Yes, it's easy here. طيب add all and divide by 0.5. Oh, sorry, multiply by 0.5 or divide by 2. كم? 1 and 1.25.
What happened? Mister, the answer will be طلعت 3.75.
7.5.
طيب 7.5 multiplied by 0.5.
3.75, yes.
3.75, right? حلو.
Yes.
3.75, compare it with the exact answer, which is 4.67. You will find that it's underestimate. It's bad estimate, right?
Yes, underestimate.
Anyway, it's underestimate. So when you have an increasing function like x squared plus something x cubed x bar 4, it's increasing function, and we are finding the approximate area using the left endpoints rule. You will have underestimate than the exact answer. 4.67 and 3.75 في فرق واضح بينهم. Underestimate يعني less than 4.67. Now the second way, we approximate our area. We can calculate or find our area by using the right endpoints way. The same rule, the summation I equals 1 to n of delta x multiplied by f of xi.
Mister, ممكن تفهمني ايش الشغلة الغريبة هاي؟ What's this thing?
This is the sigma or the summation notation, يعني the plus. The addition, which we did here, the plus of f0, f0.5, f1, f1.5.
Yes, what's the number below and the number above it? I want to understand.
This subscript, yeah, this is
yes,
I1.
This and the n, Mister.
I, which is starting from 0 to what? To what? 1.5, like this, and we have 4 intervals. Here n is 4. And starting from what? 1 interval, 2 intervals, 3, 4 intervals. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. يعني انت بتعمل summation ل 4 terms.
Okay.
4 parts. We have to add them up. So in the right way, in the right endpoints rule for approximating the area, from 0 to 2 احنا اتكلمنا قلنا ان الفانكشن x سكويرد بلس 1 عشان ما تنساش، وقلنا ان الدلتا x is half عشان الناس اللي لسه داخله. how to find it delta x equal b minus a over n، يعني 2 minus 0 over 4 لان انت قررت تقسم الاريا under this curve into 4 rectangles او 4 subintervals. So it's a half. Yes, so the same. يعني here it's 0.5 and then here 1.0 and then 1.5. بس في الرايت تفرق ان انت you have to take the points from the right. All of them? No, not all. اخذ ال 2, اخذ ال 1.5, اخذ ال 1 and 0.5 and skip the 0. So the approximate area here is delta x multiplied by f of, yes, 2 plus f of 1.5 and plus f of 1 and plus f of 0.5. أشوف. What's the answer? Delta x we know it's 0.5 from the previous page. Delta x is 1.5. So now 1.5 into f of 2 and the function is x squared plus 1. So what guys here? f of 2 يعني 5. 4 plus 1 is 5. 1.5 squared is 2.25 plus 1 which is 3.25. And f of 1 means 1 and 1, 2. And 1 squared plus 1, يعني it's 2. And 0.5 when you plug in 0.5 for x up here, 0.5 squared plus 1, gonna give us what? 1.25. Adding up 5 and 3.25 and 2, yeah, 10.25, 11.75, 11.5 multiplied by 0.5, gives what? 6 point something, 5 point something, right?
5.75.
5.75. So pay attention that my area approximation using the right endpoints rule, الناس اللي اشتغلوا على الرايت طلعت معهم 5.75 and the previous one, the left endpoints rule, the area was 3.75. So here it's overestimate. Overestimate عن مين؟ Overestimate عن ال exact answer we found by using the definite integral. 14 over 3, 4.76, 4.67 قصدي, 67. So it's overestimate or yeah, it's overestimate. يبقى في ال increasing function x squared you know directly is انت هتشتغل يطلع لك overestimate. You can approach your exact answer by finding or average the two, the right and the left approximate roots أو answers. يعني لو عملت الافريج, what's the average؟ يعني the sum of the previous answer which is 3.75 اللي هي كانت من الليفت 3.75 plus 5.75 divided by 2. Yes, do it guys and tell me what's
4.75.
Yes, 4.75, right, 4.75. لو لاحظنا 4.75 approaches the exact value which is 4.67. So if you average the right and this is the left and this is the right area, if you average the right and the left approximation, gonna give us something near to the exact answer. Okay.
Mr. If I change the n,
If we change the n, طبعا gonna give us more accurate what approximations.
كل ما تزود ال n كل ما تكون more accurate.
Excellent, sure. The more you increase your rectangles here, طبعا the more accurate area you're gonna approach to 4.67. So I will try to change the n to بدل ال 4 هبدلها ب 8 واشوف اللي هيحصل. بس let's do here the third way which is the most accurate one which is midpoint. The midpoint. In the midpoint rule أو the approximation باستخدام الريمان sum يا شباب قال لك إن ال A equals the same برضه the summation notation from I equals 1 to n of delta xi f of xi. بس المرة دي هيعمل مش هيستخدم 1.5 and 1.7 and so on. مش هستخدم الزيرو وال1 يعني I have a distance between 0 and 1 or a function نشتغلها من 0 to 2 and we said that delta x is half, so I have to divide my interval here from 0 to 2 into 4 sub-intervals. Each one of them has a width of 0.5. This delta x here is 0.5. بس المرة دي باستخدام الميد بوينت يعني the midpoint between each point and the next one. So what's the halfway between 0 and 0.5? It's here and here and here and here. The first point, which is 0.25, right? And the second point here,
0.75.
0.75, and up here, this point is 1.25.
0.75.
And this point up here, اللي ما بين ال 1.5 وال 2, 1.75. Do the same steps again to find your area, but area M means area by using the midpoint rule. It's delta x into f of اخد الميد points all. Mid points 0.25 plus f of 0.75 plus f of
1.25
1.25 plus
f of 1.75.
Right, and then here delta x it's constant for all which is 0.5 اللي بتاعتك انت بتقسمها من الاول and f of 0.25 and how to find delta x quickly نفتكر b minus a over m.
كنت قصدك على f of 0.25 قلت نحطها في equation.
Yes, f of 0.25 فعلا بنحطها في الايكويشن. What's the equation of function؟ x squared plus
1 plus squared اتوقع.
x squared plus 1. This is my function. So when you plug in 25, 0.25 and for x here, it's a 3, no. كم? 0.25, 1.6, right? Yeah, guys, f of 0.25, 0.25 squared, 6.25, 0.625
يعني
plus
1.0
1.625, right?
0.25 squared 1
لا مستر 1.0 0.06
0.06 plus 1 which is 1.0 625 and then here plus f of 0.75
which is 1.5625
1.6
5625
okay and
ماشي
f of 1.25
2.5625
2.5625 plus f of
4.0625
4 point what
0.625
625 yes
then
this you have to add this all and multiply your answer by 0.25
1.5625 plus 2.5625 plus 4.0 4.625
multiply خلصت كله multiply 0.5
4.625
4.625
our closest answer.
Yes, شفت بقى يا شباب تعالى compare three answers. So let's write here the area left and the area or the approximation area using the right way, right endpoints, and the area now by using the midpoints. نشوف مين الأكل. Yes. For the left one, the left here equals 3.75. And for the right one, the right is 4.70. No, the right one is 5.75, 5.75, and the midpoint is 4.625, and the exact one.
4.67.
Yeah, 4.67. So which one is the most accurate one?
الأمرام.
Yes.
Middle Riemann approximation method.
Yes. Okay.
مستر يعني احنا كل ما نحل هذا السؤال قاعد اسوي كل السلايدز.
What? Yes. This is how to find quickly your area. Okay. بس طبعا في all the way في بعدين. What do you think, guys? Which one comes next? Or comes first and then أي way get الأول? Approximation or the first way? This quick way area equal integration.
لا بس approximation اللي هو ال beginning of the integral اصلا، هي الابروكسيميشن هي اللي صارت الانتجرال.
here's the
اللي هو
basic idea of the integration.
بالضبط، اللي هي الدلتا اكس صارت approaches zero، اللي هو you use an infinite amount of partitions to try and approximate exactly the area under the curve.
Yes. So this is why, guys, here we are studying this part, because they start first to think. And they ask me, we can find the area of any regular figure, like rectangle, like square, like triangle, like any other regular figures, but we cannot find the area of under this curve, the area of this irregular figure. So we have to use rectangles, and we have to use any other regular figures to help us finding the area under this curve. بيبدأ يعمل approximation، بيبدأ يقرب للأنسب as possible as he can عشان تطلع accurate. بعدين اخترع بقى الانتجريشن. Yes.
بس الميدل هي أكتر واحدة approximate.
point. Yes.
دائما يا مستر ولا بس السؤال هذا؟
Yeah, always. Okay. So let's Mr. graph the three approximations. When we graph here the three approximations, like what here? Here's y-axis and x-axis. Like, you see the x squared plus 1, here is 1, and x squared. سأقربها بس أنا أخذت بس البارت هذا لأن شغالين من 0 till what? Till 2 only. For when we on the area from the left, and we said here it's what? It's 0.5 and then 1. Okay, and here 1.5 and 2 and so on. And now look at two ways. Okay, to draw your rectangles here, and then 4 intervals. So let's draw here for the left. So we will start like this. طبعا نحط البوينتس بتاعتهم 0.5 and here is 1, here is 1.5 on the curve. Here's what? 2. Okay, so we have 0.5 like this. This is the first one. Okay, and now here. No, yes, like this. تعالى بقى معلش بس الجراف شوية. طيب, and then here like this, and then here and connect like this. What do you not see, guys? That all rectangles lies below except the first one. لا, الrectangles فيها لسه part, فينا gaps. يعني all rectangles lie below
So it's an underestimate, Mr.
عشان كده طلعت
estimate. Yes.
عشان كده طلعت underestimate. Right? Yeah, if we move back for the left one to 3.75, that's why it's underestimate. Right. Also, when you graph the way is to graph here the right one, the same graph here. ناخد مثلا هذا الكيرف هو x squared plus 1. Okay, here's the y-axis and x-axis. Okay, طيب قلنا هنشتغل من 0 till 2, and we divided the intervals here 0.5. 4 intervals بس, and 1 and 1.5 وكده. برضه I have to approach the 2. يلا. Okay. For the right, I'm gonna move here. حط البوينتس first طبعا. حط البوينتس اللي هي f of 2, f of 1.5. Okay. And then draw the vertical. The vertical what? Lines like this. مالكش دخل بالويدث, مش أكل. And then start from the right here. Okay. Till here only. I have to cancel this. Okay, like this, and now like this, and now like this. What do you not see, guys? Now you will find that all rectangles above, في جزء منها above. That's why it's over. يعني في part من الاريا اللي انت حسبها فوق الكيرف, يعني زياده عن اصلا الاريا اللي انت بتحسبها under the curve. So that's why it's one overestimate. Okay, we move back. على الاريا رايت اتس 5.75 يعني في حتت زياده مش محتاجها اصلا. Over estimate 5.75 and this one is 3.75 which is underestimate. This one is overestimate. Overestimate. And if we graph the mid one, with me guys, if we graph the midpoint one, yes, here is x and here is what? Y. From 0 to 2 and here is 1 and here is 0.5 and 1.5. أو قلنا هنا الكيرف بتاعي بادئ من 1 بقى طالع كده خبط فينا اهو. تمام يلا. Yes, the midpoint here, now the midpoint between here 0.25 and here, right? And 1.25 and sorry 0.75 and here and 1.25 and here and 1.75 and here, right? Yes, and draw your what?
تقريبا يس.
تقريبا yes. مش يبقى في جزء تحت وجزء فوق. فروض بس.
Yes.
Yes, it's here. And here. No. Not this one. Okay. Sorry. See here like this. It's all above now, right?
بس لسه باينه اوفر استيميت.
Huh? What?
لسه باينه اوفر استيميت.
Yes, باينه اوفر استيميت. Yes. No, the midpoint should be what? We have to draw the rectangles from 0 عادي وكده. Okay. Okay. Some of them should be above and the other should be below the line. So here is 0. Okay. Should be 4 rectangles. لازم يكون عندي أصلا ال 0.5. It's here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one will be above and this one is below. One is above, one is below. I think so the graph is not accurate. One is above and one is below. And some of the rectangles here should be above and some is below. Okay? So you will find that it's not over, it's not under. And some is above the curve and some is below the curve. It's here in the right and the left. واضحة يعني. Okay? Okay. How many minutes left, guys? Because I would like to start a new part and it's long. And I have to
So 5 minutes.
5 minutes left.
Okay, good.
From 1 to 1, not all.
زي انستا واتساب كده.
Not all, mister.
Area and volumes. Volume by washers and by discs.
ايوه discs and washers. Okay, تمام.
Okay. لما differential equation let's calculate.
ما هناخد differential equations. ليه؟
ولا series.
يا مستر it's very important.
Let's calculate.
differential بس انه